The team enters the Graveyard of Grief, a level 70 dungeon. The leader looks serious. The others follow, each showing different moods. The girl feels uneasy and points out how everything looks suspicious. The statues and gravestones seem eerie. The leader agrees searching is hard without knowing what they're looking for. The priestess says their goal is monster hunting, not overthinking. The group reminds the knight to lead in front to protect the healer. The knight argues about leading. The archer gets annoyed and tells him to just do his job, but he knows the knight is being difficult on purpose. Strange noises echo. The knight senses danger. Monsters appear, and he quickly takes the lead. Mummy monsters appear. The girl jokes, but the knight warns they're strong. The enemies leap at them. The team launches their attacks. The knight bashes enemies. Rutch joins in with magic. Rutch slices a mummy. The knight holds the front. The others praise his skill. The healer decides not to waste magic. The healer warns the archer not to rush ahead. The knight yells he can't protect him from afar. The archer stabs a mummy and yells at Pirate to back him up. Pirate steps in and finishes the enemy. Rutch finishes enemies with a skill. Kelt admits she outperformed him. The knight realizes Kelt's selfish tactics are for gaining more rewards. Kelt gets poisoned by a frog's attack and demands healing. The healer panics she can't cure him right now. The healer explains saving MP is smarter than healing poison mid-fight. Kelt argues but finally gives in. Kelt tries bribing Meeble for support. She firmly refuses. The knight watches, unimpressed. Meeble stands firm. She values her role as healer and puts her team's safety above all, even if mocked. The knight admits he misjudged Meeble. Rutch sees her as kind and strong. Meeble quietly plans revenge with a smile. The team defeats the mummies and gains experience. The healer offers help, but they refuse and use potions. They spot strange items dropped by the enemies. They find a rare mushroom item. Kelt is confused but admits defeat and apologizes to Meeble. Kelt tries to bribe Meeble to stay on good terms. She sees through it and gets angry. Meeble says she's fine with her reward and won't accept Kelt's selfish ways. She asks him to stop dragging her into it. Kelt mocks Meeble again. She holds back tears, knowing healers must stay strong or be ignored. Meeble hides her true feelings with a smile. The knight respects her strength as a healer. The team questions the map's odd route. They realize it's meant to thin out monsters spilling from the dungeon. The map is full of errors. Kelt complains it's vague and dangerous. The group worries they'll get lost or ambushed. Kelt argues for the safe path. The knight insists on following quest goals. He gives in, letting Kelt choose the route. Kelt leads them in circles. The knight suggests going back. Kelt blames the map and gets defensive. The team enters a creepy skull-filled room. Rutch freaks out. Meeble says it's a well-known spot in Magic World. They leave the skeleton room cautiously. Kelt blames the guild for the bad map. The knight hopes nothing goes wrong. Kelt rants about the bad guild map. He decides they'll return to the original route. The map is full of errors. Kelt angrily blames the guild. Elmas still hopes it leads them right. The group teases Kelt for being clumsy. He snaps and suddenly stops, sensing something. Kelt senses danger. Everyone immediately braces something is approaching. Kelt draws his bow. A towering, stitched monster slowly emerges from the shadows, each step echoing dread. A massive stitched monster charges out, dual-wielding swords. Kelt takes aim, tension rising. Everyone freezes in shock. The monster is revealed Patchwork, level 67. Kelt shudders. Patchwork appears protector of the Graveyard of Grief. With sharp senses, it hunts adventurers. The group's luck is terrible, they met it at a dead end. Patchwork is meant to scare and chase. Most flee on sight. But with a slow knight and priestess, running isn't an option. They realize running isn't an option. The knight steps forward, they must fight. Kelt tries to escape, but the knight shouts, "Fall back!" Kelt hesitates, then steps forward instead. Kelt dashes away at full speed, shouting that saving one life is still worth it. The others yell in disbelief as the monster charges. Kelt tries to escape alone, but ends up face to face with the monster in a dead end, completely shocked and speechless. Kelt freezes in horror as a second Patchwork appears, cornering him completely. Kelt gets slashed and collapses, screaming in pain, as the others watch in shock. Kelt cries out in pain. Meeble panics, realizing they can't handle two monsters. The group scrambles as Patchworks close in. Meeble refuses to help. Furious, Kelt abandoned them. Kelt crawls in pain as danger closes in. The knight insists Kelt doesn't deserve to die. Even if he runs again, they must rely on him. Elmas takes command. The group braces to face the patchwork. Rutch bashes the enemy. Kelt lies injured. Another patchwork raises its sword. Rutch slashes the monster. It counters, sending her flying. She kicks midair to recover. Rutch blocks the attack. Kelt shouts emotionally. Elmas still chooses to help, despite everything. Rutch defends Elma's honor. Kelt is stunned, speechless. Rutch warns Kelt run again, and she'll stab him. Kelt groans, recalling that the monster isn't meant to be fought. Kelt warns that when two patchworks appear, survival is impossible. Meeble agrees they can't win with their current team. Elmas charges alone to distract one patchwork. He tells Meeble to heal Kelt so the others can handle the second together. Meeble rushes to heal Kelt. Rutch struggles to fight while protecting him. Elmas charges ahead alone. Elmas freezes the monster's shadow, then slams it to the ground with a powerful strike. Elmas defeats the monster, declares it his prey. Elmas charging and clashing swords with the monster. Elmas strikes both monsters, counting each blow mid-battle. Elmas lands a third strike, but the monster activates a strange glowing barrier. Elmas unleashes his special move, Death Sword, aiming straight at the barrier. Elmas charges with full force, slashing through the enemy's defense. But the monster stands unfazed. Elmas warns Rutch, never stop moving and avoid the monster's deadly close-range skill. Rutch is told to dodge and defend Kelt, and Meeble will handle the attack. Rutch dodges midair and promises to focus only on evasion and defense. Kelt snaps, charges in. Meeble attacks with ice. Patchwork takes arrows. Elmas is cornered but still analyzing its weakness. Elmas blocks the attack. Their fierce sword clash continues. Elmas lands a deep slash, then unleashes his death sword again. The monster charges. Elmas blocks, then strikes back with death sword again. Elmas is struck hard. His shield flies off, and he's sent crashing. Everyone watches in shock. Elmas is down. The monster looms, ready to strike again. Elmas struggles to stand. The monster approaches. He grits his teeth, refusing to fall. The monster charges. Elmas braces. She screams, "Look out!" Elmas charges, lightning surging. Dragonridge Death Gaze. Their blades clash with a deafening crack. Elmas holds the monster in place. With a shout, the girl leaps from above. Elmas slashes hard, knocking the monster back. He charges forward, sword glowing. "Let's end this." The monster grabs its sword and strikes back. Elmas clashes fiercely, then slashes again, shouting. Once more, Elmas lands a heavy blow. The monster reels but raises its sword again, ready to strike back. Elmas tries to push through, but the monster's counter slams him back, his body cracking with force. Elmas grips his sword, launches forward, and roars as he charges the monster head-on once again. Elmas slashes with full force. He knows the trick drop his HP low enough to unleash Dragonridge Death Gaze. Elmas strikes again with Death Sword. The boss starts breaking apart, its MP finally drained. That was the second condition, stall it until it's empty. The boss tries to cast Death Sword, but fails, only 12 MP left. Elmas knocks its blade away and smirks. Your fourth sword is gone. Elmas lands the final blow, slicing through the boss. He gains 349 XP, levels up from 64 to 66, and says coldly, "This one's done and dusted." A new patchwork rises. Meeble, Kelt, and the others brace for battle. The group launches a ranged attack. Arrows and ice magic hit the patchwork. Meeble charges in next. Rutch dodges the patchwork's strike but struggles. The team holds back, worried she's at her limit. The priestess panics about running out of MP. The archer lashes out, wanting to escape. Elmas stays focused, acknowledging Rutch's struggle. Elmas charges, knowing one blow can end it. The boss has enough MP for one more death sword. Rutch, exhausted, stumbles and Elmas is too far to help. Rutch gets struck and falls. The others panic, she's too weak to dodge again. The boss prepares to finish her. The knight realizes he can't reach in time. Rutch faces the incoming spell alone. Everyone panics. Kelt suddenly dashes in, shoving Rutch to safety. He smiles, calling himself a jerk, but not ungrateful. Kelt takes the hit meant for Rutch. She screams his name as the death sword strikes. Using Kelt's opening, Elmas charges in and slashes through the enemy with full force. Kelt falls, and the team watches in horror as Rutch blames herself. Elmas and the others rush to his aid.